Okay, good morning. Good morning. Welcome to class. You stay. So first, we're just finding a nice tall seat. I have a couple of blocks supporting my legs, just making sure that my spine can relax because my hamstrings and my glutes and everything pulling at it. Good. And then relax your shoulders, like maybe a couple of circles in both directions, and then just let the shoulders melt down. Good. And just take your head gently from side to side for just a moment, just a little bit. And then letting it balance right on the top of your spine, right? And then let's put our hands in receiving. Just flip the palms up to receiving. Just ask yourself, what do I need today? Taking your gaze to the floor or letting your eyes close completely. What do I need today? Taking a few breaths with that thought. And then bringing the hands into the heart, Anjali Mudra. We salute all the great yoga masters, past and present. With joy, we recognize all of the wisdom teachings of yoga. And with vigor, we dedicate ourselves to self-transforming practice. To make it into a positive sentence as if it were already happening. And repeating yourself 3 times. And just letting that thought drift from your mind down into your heart space. And we'll bring it back at the end of class. I'm going to chant an Om. I'm on noise, audio removal, so you're not going to hear very much of it. So hopefully where you are, you can join and create your own Om. Okay? Exhaling the breath out and a nice, beautiful inhale to chant. Om. Just feeling the vibration for a few moments throughout the body, beginning, the end, and everything in between. The significance of Om. And then on your next inhale, fluttering your eyes open. And as you exhale, let's just plant our hands, our fingertips on the mat right beside us. Just fingertips right on the mat or right on the floor, just right beside you. Good. And then press into that and feel your shoulders lift a little. And then letting your spine lift a little. Just a little lift, just pressing that tension into the fingertips. And holding your shoulders and everything stable, just moving your head for a moment. So a little bit over to the side. Maybe it's a little bit up with your chin. So the chin's not tucked in, so the back of your neck is long and comfortable. A little bit to either side. Moving slowly. And then next time you come back through the center, just pause there for a moment. And then let's lift up our right arm, just lift it up toward the ceiling, right about there. Hold it for a second. Press into your left palm. Now, so you're going to lean a little bit. So now you're down into your palm. And then flip the palm of the right hand up toward the ceiling. And then lifting up, bringing the arm close to your ear, as close as you can to your ear for a moment. Then we're going to bring the action into where our ribs end and our pelvis begins, okay? So we're going to bend the elbow, just taking the ribs away from the pelvic basket and come back. And in, and come back. Just following your breath. Inhale as you come up. And exhale as you go down. Good, one more. This time, just reach, reach, reach. And then let's flip the palm of the right hand and drag our fingers and arm all the way up. And the fingertips again will touch the ground. Now we're off the fingertips and center. Good. And then we're going to raise up the left arm. Let's raise it up at about 45 degrees. Pull of the right hand. Let's flip bring it up close to your ear. Good. So have a nice line of energy. And then using the elbow, peeling the rib cage away from the pelvic basket. Exhaling up. Inhaling. Exhaling up. Just following your breath. And one more. Hold it for a moment. Maybe do one more and just hold and really reach, 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 reach. Feel the skin stretch away from your hip. Good. And then bringing that arm up, flip the palm back in the other direction, clawing through space. Good. And then both fingertips are gently on the ground. Good. So let's look at which leg we have in front and let's change that. So we went to our most comfortable one. So now let's go to the other one. Just finding, okay. Good. And you're up on your sit bones, feeling hopefully a nice, solid, comfortable seat. Good. And this time we're going to inhale, lift, and twist out to the side. And exhale, return. So inhale, as you begin to inhale and lift, just feel yourself with the buoyancy of the inhale lifting and twisting, and exhale, return. One more time, inhale, lift, and twist. And exhale, return. And this time we're going to stay. Inhale, lift, and twist. And just staying with it for a moment, letting your chin drift all the way out over your left shoulder. Breathing, just noticing where there's tension in the body, belly to spine, breath is in the chest. If you can bring the breath back into the back ribs. And then on your next inhaled breath, let's arc the chin up and over the right shoulder. Arc it up a little and over the right shoulder. Good. So just notice what's happening in the body. The squeezing in each direction. And then on your next exhaled breath, gently come back to center. Good. And then just let your body recalibrate for a moment. Good. And then we're going to inhale, lift, and twist over to the right. Exhale, return. Inhale, lift, and twist over to the right. And exhale, return. Think about your sternum being the twisting focus. Inhale, lift, and twist. Exhale, return. And this time we're going to stay. Inhale, lift, and twist. Once you're established with your twist, letting your chin drift out as far as you like over your right shoulder. Keep the breath in the chest, belly to spine, keeping our low back safe and supported. And then when you're ready, arcing your chin up and over your left shoulder. Nice arc. Gazing out to the left, sternum still facing right, gazing left. One more nice big inhale. And then your exhale, release back into the center. And recalibrating. And now pay very close attention to your own body for a moment and decide one side is a little tighter or not. You can feel that space. You're going to twist away from the tightness. So inhale your space. Inhale, lift and twist wherever you might want to go for this one. And if both sides felt perfectly even, maybe not stay so long, go back and do the other side. So you decide. And then using your next inhale to lift and exhale, return. Good. So arms out to the side, shoulder height for just a moment. Let's flip the palms. Good. And just bring the arms in. Set the shoulder blades back and down. Good. And then put the hands on the shoulders for just a moment and lift your elbows up. Good. Just lifting the elbows up. Your hands hopefully can be somewhere close to touching your scapula in the back. Good. Try to not trap your neck. Make sure your neck is movable. Good. And then reaching the hands together back and bring the fingers to touch. So from right here for a moment, we're going to just reach down and let our thumbs come close to our spine, maybe touch, and then up, keeping our elbows really close in. Down and up. Good. Down and up. Down and up. Good. One more time. Down and up. So reaching up for a moment, let's separate the hands for just a moment. Flip the palms toward me. Just flip them toward me. Set your shoulder blades way down towards your hips, and then gently begin to lower the arms. Right at shoulders height for a moment. Good. Keep drawing the shoulder blades back as you do that. Just relax the arms for a minute, palms facing upward. Just relaxing the arms all the way down. Good. And just a little bit of wobbling on your head for a moment, like a little, making a little U with your chin, little baby U. And then nice and solid. Good. So we're going to come over onto all fours. If you want to put a blanket underneath your knees, if your floor is hard, be sure to do that. I have two mats because I'm on concrete. Move any of your stuff out of the way. And find yourself in all fours. Good. So wrists are right underneath your shoulders and your hands are in front. Good. So press into the ball of the index finger and try to get your hands really, really. Lots, just moving the space between them. Good. Fingers are nice and broad, lots of space between the fingers. So before we do our cat pose, let's clean the peanut butter. The jar is not very big, so you're just using your body to clean the sides of the jar. Not a very big jar. And then go in the opposite direction. So stay within the jar. And then press it away, really press away, press into the feet, your hands, and tuck the chin into your chest and get really round. Keep breathing here and just notice where the breath goes. Belly is pulled to the spine. Spine is rounded. And then come back into neutral. Don't let your shoulders move. Just bringing the spine into neutral with your natural curve. So you'll be looking at the floor. And then let's curl the opposite direction. Back of the head toward the tailbone and tailbone toward the back of the head. Notice where the breath has to be. Front of the body. Good. And then come back into neutral, finding your natural curve. Good. Excellent. Just be there for a moment. And then press back with your hands, hips towards your heels. Hips towards your heels. Just extend out through your arms. Keep your hands where they were, though, for a moment. Okay. So we're going to push back here. We're going to inhale, just come up. And exhale, push. Inhale, come up. Don't take your shoulders past your wrist. Exhale, come. Inhale, come up. Exhale, go back. And then come inhaling, coming up. And staying up for just a moment. Really big fingers and hands. Good. And then just letting your left leg go in a small circle. Not a very big circle. And in the opposite direction. And then release it. And then the right leg. And then bring it back into the clockwise or whichever you did. And then release it. And then let's come drag our hands back for a moment. So just making some starbursts with our fingers. Because as we begin to spread the weight throughout our fingers and our hands, we really want the hands to be engaged. Right. So clawing the underside of a big grizzly bear. Just find that fur with your fingers. Dig in. Good. And then some wrist circles. Can be going the same way or going the opposite way. It doesn't really matter. Just a nice wrist. Good. And then add the elbows a little bit. Elbows. And then let's add the shoulders. Maybe coming up, going down, shoulders, arms, hands, fingers. Don't forget your fingers. I think kathak dancing is the perfect thing to really use your hands. Okay, good. And then just relax your hands gently on your legs for just a moment. And just feel the energy that happens in your hands. Just feeling the energy going into your legs. Good. And then let's come back to all fours. Great. So we're going to step back with the right foot. And look back and make sure you cannot see your left heel on the behind your leg. So you really have your leg and your foot lined up. You can't see your heel. Good. And then the left arm can come out in front, palm facing center. And then you're going to bring that back leg up, but hopefully in line with your arm. So you're parallel to the floor. Good. And then lower your hand, big fingers, and then lower the leg. And now we're going to reach back with the left foot, curl the toes under, press through your heel so you really feel your calf engage. And then gently float up the other arm. Good. And then as you're ready, lift the leg. Not any further than just parallel to the floor, parallel to, whole thing is parallel to the floor. Good. And then let's lower the hand, big fingers, and lower the knee. Good. And then take a cat arch, just really arch the spine, look back at your belly button, get really round. And then come back in the opposite direction, tailbone toward the back of the head toward the tailbone. Face is forward, but gaze is up. And then we're going to reach back one more time, hips toward heels. Good. We just walk your hands back close to your knees and then press into your hands to come up, not just using your. Good. And open your heart, your chest with some shoulder rolls. Good. And in the opposite direction. Good. And then lift the shoulders really, really high for just a moment. Now, we're not going to drop them. We're going to take them back, way back. See if your shoulder blades can kiss in the back. Good. And then press down and then just release them. Good. So nice and open. Great. And then I'm going to face you. I think I'll put another blanket under my knee. Great. Okay. Good. So we're going to bring out the right leg in external rotation. Good. So keeping your hips front and center and your leg as far rotated as it feels comfortable without taking your hips with it. Okay. So just the leg and rotation. Look down, make sure you can't see your heel. You might see your big toe knuckle. Okay. Good. And then let's let the arms float up for just a moment. Good. Notice how our arms are behind our front leg. Notice how the right arm is behind the leg. Good. And then flip the palms. Good. So shoulders are really down. And then we're going to flip just the forearms and reach. Good. And then with a very nice long neck, gently gazing out, taking your face and head, looking out over your fingertips. Good. And then slowly just release the arm. Good. It's nice. Release the arms and release the leg. Good. And now your left leg. Wherever it is, it's just perfect. Make sure the knee is over the ankle and you cannot see your heel. Good. Everybody looks great. Okay. And arms up to the side, out to the side. Good. Roll your shoulders a couple of times from the shoulders, not just the forearm. See how my shoulders are going forward and my shoulders are going back. My shoulders are coming forward, my shoulders are going back. Good. And then open up nice and broad, and then just the forearms, gazing out over your fingertips. Nice long neck. Good. And then release the arms, bring your gaze back to neutral, just releasing the arms for a moment and come back in. Good. And then we're going to do our toe balance. So it's not really a toe balance, it's a ball of the foot balance. So just finding yourself on the ball of the foot. Okay. So you can use your blocks if you'd like to help you balance here. Good. So you can use your blocks. You can also just put your hands right on your legs. Good. Whatever feels comfortable for you. Like I said, it's called the toe balance, but it's really, we don't want to dump into the toes. So if you have your blocks, let's just hold on to them for a second, bring them out closer to our knees. Good. And then just lift up and press the heel into the floor. So heel and ball of the foot are both into the floor. And then slowly release your head. Say no with your head and yes with your head. And then begin to gaze out in front of you. I have to walk off the wall a little bit. I'm walking my feet in between my blocks. Good. So knees are bent, but they're not past your feet. And then begin to look forward. We're just going to bring the arms out in front, right at shoulder height, and come up. Good. All the way up. Lift up onto the ball of the foot for a moment, and then lower. Excellent. Okay. We'll move my blocks out of the way because we're going to move to the side. Okay. Nice wide stance. So it's as if our arches are on a tightrope. Okay. Our arches are on a tightrope. So they're at the same level. And wiggle your hips for just a moment, just so we know where this action is coming from. Good. So just like we rotated that leg, we were pulling the leg out in rotation. Now we're just doing it right from the hip joint. So no rotation, rotation. Let's do that again. No rotation, rotation. Good. One more time. No rotation and rotation. Great. So that takes our hips from being front and center a little bit toward an angle, right? For our pelvic basket to stay aligned. Bend your knee over your ankle, not past, and then straighten. Bend your knee over your ankle. Maybe put your hands at your as-is bones and straighten. One more time. Bend the knee. Now maybe kick your back heel out. Just see if that gives you more stability down in the pelvis. Good. And now arms are going to float up. Let's take them all the way overhead first. Switching here so the palms can touch. Good. And then with our palms touching, we're going to open the arms, keeping them broad and open. Shoulder blades are down the back. And then just flip the forearms. Good. Gazing out. Great. And then lower the arms. Just letting them lower for a moment. Straighten the leg. And then lean until you get a long angle from the crown of your head back down to your left heel. Good. And then open the arm. Right here, this is the triangle that interests me. One that you can create here without collapsing. So this is open and broad, nothing changed. I'm definitely not going down, staying up. And then the arm can come up. This beautiful open triangle. Good. Drop any weight into your leg. And then bend the knee. Look down and make sure you can't see your heel, that you're right over your ankle. Go ahead and place your hand somewhere on the leg. And then let's draw the arm in close to the ear. Let the arm go down to a circle. One more time into a circle. One more time, just the arm. Good. Chest is facing open. Good. Beautiful. And then tuck the arm in close to the ears. Great. And then begin to straighten the leg, coming all the way back up into Joan of Arc. Just reaching. Beautiful. Nice open spines. Good. And then coming back into neutral. Release your arms and unrotate. the leg. Good. Okay. And now we're going to work, maybe kick that heel out just a tiny bit so that it really supports your hip. And then we're going to rotate the left leg. Let's do that a few times. Come back, no rotation. Let me move that block out of your view. No rotation, and then rotate. Okay, and no rotation. And rotate. Put your hands as your as is so you can really feel how they change. Don't take your chest. Chest is not moving. Take this and rotate. So the whole thing goes together, right? So Sue, we're not taking our back leg anywhere. Back leg is staying just where it is. So the only thing that's rotating is this all together. That's it. Good. Come back again one more time. Let me just see it. Good. And then rotate one last time. And then bend the knee. It can be shy of, maybe kick out that back heel a little. It can be shy of. And then arms out to the side. We're going to flip the palms, come up, bring the hands together. Good. And then open the arms, shoulder height. And then flip just the forearms. And then gazing out over our fingertips. Lift the pelvic floor, belly is engaged. Everything's working together. And your knee is not over your foot. It's right shy of or on top of the ankle. Good. Excellent. And then let's straighten the leg, just straighten the leg. We're going to reach, 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 reach. Lower the arm. The other arm reaches up. Good. So all the torso is open. Beautiful. Excellent. Breathing. And then we're going to bend the left knee. Good. Tuck the arm in close to the head. And then place your hand here to support this side angle. So nothing facing the floor. Everything facing up and out. Good. Breathing. See if you can extend your exhale just a little. And then let's do our circles. 1. Keep it open. 2. Look, I'm just using my arm and not my torso. Up, up, up. And then tuck it in. Beautiful. Oh, not putting a bunch of weight into that arm or shoulder. Good. And then we're going to come up nice and slow. Straighten the leg. We're going to move right into Joan of Arc. Beautiful. Straighten your leg. Front leg is straight. Good. And then coming back into neutral with the arms and the torso and lowering the arms. And then just unrotating that leg. Good. Let's head forward. Chatushpada Kabandasana, 4-legged ghost pose. I'm going to take my ghost pose with some blocks for a moment. Do I have my 4 legs include my blocks? Right now I'm just parallel to the floor. Make sure your heels are behind your second, third toe. So they may feel a little pigeon-toed to you, but you want to make sure that you're really even in your pelvis. Good. And then slowly release your body, torso, crown of the head toward the floor as you tuck your chin in. And then inhale, peeling your chin off the chest, looking forward. Finding that nice parallel to the floor kind of spine. Good. And then we're going to do a twist from here. So if you have your block, maybe just take it and place it right beneath your sternum. I'm going to move the other one out of the way. So I'm just right beneath my sternum. Good. And then the hand on the block or the floor, as long as your spine is long. And then just opening out just for a moment to the side. Good. And then come back through neutral. Let the arm get long for a second. Maybe you'll feel like uneven in your shoulders. That's okay. And then even yourself back out. Sweep the arm up first. And then turning the sternum toward the wall. And then coming back into neutral. Just let the arm hang a moment. So let's bring the arm and the hand out. Palm is facing the floor. Palm is facing the floor. And then keeping the shoulder blades really firmly on the back. Open up one more time. Okay. Nice. And then slowly come down. Great. Recalibrate in the middle for a moment, just recalibrating. And then we're going to place the right hand and do the same thing with the left. So beginning to come up. It's in stages. Letting the body accommodate in stages. Release the arm, shoulder can get all wonky for a second. And then place the shoulder blade down the back. Coming up again. Sternum moving. And coming back. Again, let the shoulder. And then bringing the arm out, facing the floor. And then coming up, showing the sternum toward the wall. Beautiful. And then coming back. And then one last time, coming up, 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 up. And then releasing. Good. Both hands on the block or the floor. Let's heel, toe, heel, just to there. We're going to bring our elbows to our thighs, right above the knees. Good. And then see if you need to make any adjustment to your feet, because we're going to come up and put our feet and our legs, hopefully, our knees right over our ankles. Good. You can just swallow your neck for a moment instead of pushing up. Just let your neck be swallowed for a moment. And then we're going to take the right shoulder down and look over the left elbow. And then come back into the center. And then take the left shoulder down, look over the right elbow, and come back into the center. Good. One more time in either direction. And then finding yourself in neutral, lift up just a little, and then Kali arms. Just finding our goddess arms. Good. Good. And then lift up through the legs. Lift slowly, 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 slowly until you're really up. Good. And then bring the arms together and apart. Go just to the shoulders and then together and apart. Good. And this one more time together. And this time we're going to go back even further than our shoulders. Back, back, back. Maybe feeling the shoulder blades kiss on the back. Good. And then reach the arms out. Really big fingers, big hands, and lower the shoulders. Good. And then we're going to toe, heel, until we find ourselves in our Tadasana. Okay. Good. So lift your toes for a moment. Balance on the rest of the foot, the ball of the foot below the big toe, little toe, back heels. And then drape the toes down. Good. Okay. So look down and see if your feet are like how they feel. Mine are never like how they feel. Just look down at your feet and think, did I have them? Is that how they were? Is that how I thought they were? I always feel like my foot is a little more inside, right? So just see what you feel. And then we're going to do the same little balance with external rotation. So peeling up your right heel, just peel up the right heel. And then we're staying front and forward with our as is bones, just externally rotate. Where you don't take the hip, so externally rotate just the leg. Good. So then our possibilities are here, right here, here with the heel above the ankle, here with the foot on the calf, here with the foot on the thigh, but never against the knee. I'm going to stay right down here. Good. So whatever's comfortable. Hips are just nice and even together. And then let's grow some branches. Let's grow them up the body and out the shoulders. Good. And so your branches may or may not be the same. I think I'll have a weird branch. Okay. Lifting through the pelvic floor, lifting through the belly. Neck is soft, head is soft. And then let's reach both arms up as far as we can, reaching out of the pelvic floor. And then flip your palms to face both sides and then bring them arms down nice and gently. Keep your shoulders lifted as the arms come down. Shoulders lifted, arms come down. Good. And then bring that leg front and center and then release it. Good. Recalibrating. Good. So now we're going to peel up the left heel. Good. And then hands on the as is bones. So you can just sort of externally rotate as much as you can on that leg. Good. Here, right here is fine. You can tuck it in, calf, up, anywhere but the knee. So you decide. This is your tree. Good. And then let's grow some branches. Let them come out of our shoulders. Just growing them up, 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 up. Good. Breathing. And then let's flip the palms to the side. And slowly, slowly lowering the shoulders. And the elbows and shoulders stable. And then release the arms. Good. And then unpeel the foot, front and center, and then release it. Good. Excellent. We're going to slowly make our way back down to the floor. We're going to go through a nice big squat. And you can take your block with you and you can sit on the block. Okay. So however you'd like to get there. So wiggle yourself sort of down. So make sure your hips and your knees are soft and even. So then I'm going to go down to my forearms, onto my arms, onto my legs. And then slowly, I'm going to drop my hips in. Just seeing how that feels. Good. And this is where I say you're welcome, because we're going to do a twist here. You're welcome to sit on your block if you'd like, or you're welcome to just stay in space. Okay? Good. So we have nice open legs. Great. So we're going to open out to the side. Just open nice and open, big. And then use your next exhale to come back to center. Use an inhale. Inhale and get really big out to the other side. and then come back into the center with an exhale. If you like to bind and you want to check out binding, I'm going to show you the version with myself on a block because it's easier. So I'm going to take my shoulder and place it down. Now what we do with our arms is really important. So I'm going to take my thumb up, turn it down, reach it around, and now my thumb is to the back. And then this arm too, thumb is going to come down, reach around. So both arms are in internal rotation. Good. And that would be a bind. Excellent. Just try not to trap your neck. Make sure your neck feels nice and open. One more breath. And then on your next exhale, release back to neutral. Good. If we want to do the other side, we bring down the shoulder right inside the knee. Thumbs up, hitchhiking, then thumbs in and down and behind you. Then the other arm. Open up, hitchhiking, thumb forward and back and down. Good. One side is always more accessible than the other. It's part of our not being the same. We're totally not the same on either side. Good. And then on your next exhale, back to neutral. Good, and then we're going to find the floor. Excellent. So we're going to head down. So watch for just a second so that you don't have to watch when you get there, okay? So we're going to come down. And initially while I'm here, this is still an inversion because my Muladhara chakra is higher than my Vishuddha chakra, okay? My pelvic basket is higher than my neck. So here I am. This is working its way into bridge pose, but the bridge is really the shoulder girdle. If you're not inverting, you're going to keep your hips on the floor, find a chair or a wall somewhere just to let the lymph flow down in the direction it goes. If you're not inverting at all, you're going to take an early shavasana. But if you are inverting, then bridge pose, okay? So you're not inverting, glaucoma, eye pressure problems, uncontrolled blood pressure, on your menstrual cycle, especially any heavy days. So this is going to depend upon my shoulders. So watch my shoulders. I'm here. I'm going to press my shoulders down toward my hips. Just press. I might interlace my fingers. Wherever I want to go is fine. But it's the shoulders and the chest that determine the height of the bridge. Your shavasana, or any pose you might want to do to complete your practice. Good, nice choices. And then if you aren't already in Shavasana, head on over. Finding your corpse, you can cover up with a blanket or shawl. Just make sure you're warm. slowly and gently bringing your awareness into the breath, the rise and the fall of your belly or your chest. Wiggle your face, all of the senses, the ears, the nose, the mouth, the eyes. Begin to swim your fingers and your toes, sense of touch. And then consider a nice big overhead stretch. Point your toes, reach your fingers up, get really long. And then bend the knees, put your feet firmly on the floor. Maybe lift your hips a little and shake them a tiny bit. Shift them away from the way you want to curl over into embryo. And then draw your knees in and just come on over into embryo pose. All curled up, safe and secure. And then slowly and gently begin to press the floor away. Spiral yourself up into a comfortable seat. Take your time. Coming out of an inversion is equally important as going into an inversion. We're going to move today right into a short meditation. So getting yourself ready. So just finding your comfortable seat so that your legs and your hips won't yell at you. We're only going to be here for about 4 minutes. So just letting your body melt. Your body melts and the spine lifts up out of that heaviness like a new shoot coming out in the garden. Bringing in your object of concentration, and if you don't have a constant one, just bringing in repeating to yourself, and as you exhale, Om. The breath is soft and shallow and uncontrolled. The Om is not controlling your breath. You're just describing the inhale, Om, the exhale, Om. meditation to an end. Just letting your object go, noticing where the mind goes, just noticing. Bringing the hands into the heart, Anjali Mudra. Any merit we've earned this morning in our practice of yoga, we lift it up to the welfare of all sentient beings. Remembering your intention and again repeating it to yourself 3 times as if it were already happening. And then adding any petitions, any prayers. And then symbolically letting those thoughts fall from our mind down into our heart space, and from our heart space right into the very palms of our hands, and then lift them up and just let them go off into the universe. Just let go. Hands coming back into the heart. Hari Om Tat Sat. Namaste.